Up, USDA's National Agricultural Statistics Service, or NASS, gathers ag data all year round, but in the first 2 weeks of June, they reach out to nearly 125,000 producers and farmers for 3 surveys. NASS Census and Survey Division Director Barbara Rader says the June acreage survey, the hogs and pig inventory survey, and the off-farm grain stock survey are some of the most anticipated collections of the year. Rader says NASS relies on support and input from producers and farmers, so they collect their data in multiple ways, a common one being online resources.
It is the most secure and cost-effective option for collecting ag information, but we also extend producers the option of either mailing the questionnaires back to us or submitting them by fax. And those that we don't receive, then at that time we will get a representative to give them a call and ask them if they prefer to give the information over the phone or by personal interview.
Rader says all sectors of the ag industry, including ag reporters, rely on NASS data. It's used in farm decisions and export evaluations. She calls it the most complete, timely, and accurate source of ag data, adding NASS keeps all the information completely confidential according to federal law. All responses cannot be used for taxation, investigation, or regulation. There was no Colfax sheep auction during the Memorial Day weekend, but the dollar index was pressuring commodities again after the holiday. The exception of the cattle trade, which has found support from Friday's cattle on feed report. President of Roach Ag Marketing Brian Roach says a rally in the corn trade could be in the cards.
Soon we'll have to look at where the plant really needs moisture, and the requirement for moisture goes up as the corn plant gets larger. Adequate moisture levels will become more important. And of course, I see some heat coming in the forecast, not a lot, but obviously it's going to heat up here too. We've taken a lot out of the bean market already. I think we're down to levels that, well, we have parity to Brazil here at these kind of prices. So it'll be interesting to see how Gulf business looks for beans into the export markets at these kind of prices, because we're down to parity here on price, and that ought to give some business back to the U.S. Well, the cattle on feed report was considered neutral to bullish for the near-term contracts, and I would call it bullish for the deferreds. The on-feed number was well below the average trade guess, and it was near the low end of the trading range, which I think is bullish for the June contract, but certainly has some upside in the August and the October. Yeah, I mean, the hogs are trimming the gains that they've had, and the deferreds are finally showing some weakness, but I still think that lean hogs perform here with the avian flu virus still really paralyzing a lot of the export markets and some bans on poultry. I think that the other whites and certainly beef will benefit.
The recent outbreak of high-path avian influenza has killed millions of birds in Iowa, but now it's killed bird shows. Last week, the Iowa Department of Agriculture announced an order to cancel all live bird exhibitions at county fairs, the Iowa State Fair, and other gatherings with birds. The order is effective immediately and lasts through the rest of 2015. It also halts bird livestock auctions, swap meets, and exotic sales. We put stories up every day. Check out WHOTV.com. Click News, then Agribusiness.